Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new here. If this is your first video with me, you all are going to love this. This is going to be a full face of Shop Miss A products and a little bit of a haul video because a lot of these products are newer on their website and I wanted to show you guys and try them out together. I love shopping from Shop Miss A's website. It's like shopping from the Dollar Tree if Dollar Tree had an online option. I will say, little side note, disclaimer here, some of their products have went up in price, similar to the Dollar Tree, where now everything's not $1, it's $1.25 or higher. Same thing on their website. You can browse through and find really good affordable products. You can find stuff for the $1, $1.55, $1.88 range, but it goes up into like the $5 range and etc., just depending on what you're looking at. But they have more than just beauty products, you guys. They've got all kinds of stuff. If you've never looked at Shop Miss A's website, give yourself time. Like if you are bored and have nothing else to do, that's when I would suggest going on their website because you'll be on there for hours. They have everything from home goods, bath, shower, beauty, wrapping paper, decorations, like all kinds of stuff. I'm so excited for you guys to see some of their newer products as well as some of the older stuff that I've had in my collection for a while that is actually really good quality makeup that I do reach for on more of an everyday basis. Some of this stuff, just pass. But I will tell you, I'll show you, I'll guide you in the right direction. Let's put it like that. If you are excited for today's video and you want to see how I created this really beautiful look using very affordable makeup from Shop Miss A, then just keep on watching. Don't forget though, if you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe. I would love to have you. I would love to teach you a little something about beauty, and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy it. I would appreciate it so much. Let's go ahead and jump on into today's video. I'm starting with this Honey Pot Lip Balm in the shade Milk Tea. It's cute and it smells good, but that is super sticky. I did not expect it to be that sticky on the lips, but all right, we're going to start with this A2O Lab Lash and Brow Clear Mascara. This is not a new product. I got this in my last Shop Miss A haul, but it's the only brow gel that I have from Shop Miss A right now, so that's why I'm going to use it. Let me get this in my brows and try to lay them down, and then we will start on an eyeshadow look. Yeah, this product is just, it doesn't do very much for me. I think I have them to a good enough spot. We're just going to leave them be, let them dry down, and I'm going to show you a new product from Shop Miss A, the AOA Studio 12-Hour Colorful Canvas Eye Primer. They have always, in my opinion, had really good eye primer formulas, so I'm excited to try this one out. It says apply to clean, moisturized skin before makeup application. My air conditioner just kicked on. I do apologize, but unfortunately, it's still very, very hot here in Ohio. During the day, that is. I'm just going to take a very small amount on the Sephora 71 brush, and we're going to see how pigmented this is. The one that I tried in the past was very pigmented, and it didn't take a lot of product to cover my eyelids. It feels exactly the same as the old formula to me. I don't know if they've just repackaged it, which is something that they are known for. They'll just upgrade the packaging and give it a new name. This lip balm is super sticky. Like super duper sticky. My lips are sticking every time they touch, and that's driving me crazy. So I'm probably going to take it off. Look at that. I mean, it gives coverage, and I still have that much on my finger, which is probably enough to do the other side. We'll see. Just going to apply it and then blend it out. I took the lip balm off. I'm going to use Shop Miss A tools in this video as well. This is one of my favorite little concealer sponges, and I'm just going to use this to tap in that eye primer just to make sure that it is set down. So far, this is performing exactly like the old version, this one, which is another upgraded version of packaging that used to be that like this. So they constantly change the packaging of their products. If you find any of these on the website, you won't be disappointed. I'm going to kind of skip around and show you a product just to set this eye primer down, the AOA Studio Perfect Finishing Pressed Powder. I have several shades, but this one is Ivory, which is very light. And I usually like a bright powder to set my under eyes. I'm going to take this AOA Studio F25 powder brush, and you don't need a lot of it. It is very pigmented, so just be careful and just lightly set that down, focusing mostly right under the brow and in the outer V where you're going to be putting mattes. That's really where I want to focus the powder. We're going to go ahead and start on an eye look, and I'm just going to play the video of all the swatches as I'm talking about this. Basically what it boils down to, these new palettes that look like Natasha Denona dupes, these are filthy because I used the crap out of them, but the Mini Nude and the Mini Starlit, these are Natasha Denona, and these are the new palettes from Shop Miss A. So we have several different options. I couldn't pick just one. And I'm going to go ahead and forewarn you, after swatching these, there's no point in buying these for the shimmers. Every shimmer in these palettes is the same exact shimmer. So I want you to look. This one is the Cupid's Canvas, which is like a peachy pink tone. And it looks like you have like a purpley pink shade and a little silvery shade. The Darling Dreams, which only has one shimmer in it. And it's the exact same purpley pink shimmer. And then this one is Heart's Desire. It has two shimmers and they're basically the same thing. This one did swatch beautifully. I'll show you the middle shade right here. This swatches beautifully. So see what that looks like? This is Darling Dreams. Okay. That shimmer right there, we're going to put it right beside it. This one is a little bit more pink. I will give it that. But we're going to keep going. I just want to show you what I'm talking about. This is the Cupid's Canvas. And you'll see that these two are almost identical. So tell me those aren't like almost identical. This one is Love Letter, and it's got two shimmers in it right here on top. It's crazy. They're all the same. I mean, you can see very subtle differences, but not enough. And on the lid, you're not going to be able to notice a difference. But I also got this little palette from Amuse Cosmetics. It's the Face and Cheek palette. It has a couple eyeshadow shades in it that are like these blue icy tones. This one swatched so beautifully, and so did the highlighter shade. And again, I will have swatches, but I just want you to see how beautiful this $1 palette is. I also have some of my old products out just in case we need them. As far as eyeshadows go, nothing compares to this Liquid Lights eyeshadow from A2O Labs. I used this in my last video, so I'm going to try not to, but let me just show you guys how beautiful this is. I was shocked by the reflection and how well this wore. Look at that. It's like a lavender, and then it has this icy reflection in the light. It's gorgeous. I pulled it out just in case these shadows don't work, but I think we'll be fine. I just wanted to show you, just in case you want to get on Shop Miss A's website and look around. This is the creamy eyeshadow in the shade Petticoat. It's the Venetian Romance. Let me show you what this looks like. It's stunning. It's like this beautiful copper. See that? It's really, really pretty. I have this AOA Yummy's Debut 6-color eyeshadow palette in the shade Trainee. It's this tiny little compact eyeshadow palette. And it has 2 mattes and 4 metallic or shimmer shades. So very gorgeous nudie peach colors. You know how I do here. I think I'm going to go for like a very warm eyeshadow look, but we'll have to decide what shimmer to use because all of those shimmers are very icy. Use Love Letter because it has this shade that could be a transition, and it's got some deep shades I can use in the outer V and eyeliner. And we'll also use Darling Dreams because it has that matte shade and a couple other deep shades. So we're going to start with these two and see what we can do. I'm going to use this She Cream eyeshadow brush. I'll put it on screen if it's still available. I know there are still some of the She brand eyeshadow brushes, but this one in particular, I'm not sure if it's still available. I'm going to show it to you though because I do love it, and just in case. We're going to start with this shade in the Love Letter palette as my transition. I'm digging in there with this brush and there's no kick up. I'm actually trying to make it happen and there's not. So that's either a good thing or a really bad thing because there might not be any pigment. We'll start on this eye. Yeah. Okay, well that didn't do anything. I'm going to pick up my BK Beauty Nikki LaRose N13 brush and see if maybe this brush fiber will work better at picking it up because it's literally not creating any kick up in the pan at all. It's like it's not wanting to pick up. Let's see. I can barely see that. I mean, it's there. I think using this BK Beauty brush helped pick it up a little bit more. But it's just not deep enough. Let's try this one from Cupid's Canvas. I don't want to go too deep too quickly. So let me try this on the same brush and see if we can build this up a little bit. Oh yeah, there we go. Okay, I'm going to go back to my little cream brush from Shop Miss A and grab the light color for under my brow bone. And it's, okay, this one's a lot more powdery. So hopefully it will show. And honestly, for these colors, I don't expect them to really show as much as I do expect them to just kind of smooth everything out under my brow, which this is doing a good job. Let's go into this Darling Dreams palette, and this is a very warm terracotta brown shade. And we're going to put it out here in the outer V. Yeah, these are not super pigmented. They take a lot of building, but they're not bad. Now I'm going to go into the deeper shade in this palette. Same brush, picking up a little bit of that, and we're just trying to deepen it up a little bit more right here. Okay, that doesn't look bad. I kind of want to use this like yellowy color just to see if that'll blend right here a little bit better. Yeah, just make that a little bit softer of a blend. These are kind of all blending together at this point. So I'm gonna stop where we are and do some eyeliner really quick. I do have a new eyeliner from AOA Studio, the Colorful Canvas Gel Eyeliner in the shade Brown. I'm going to try this out, and then if I need to put one of the eyeshadows on top, I can. But we're going to try this gel eyeliner first before we do shimmers. Start by trying to tightline with it. It's a little bit of a drier formula. Yeah, it's not the best eyeliner formula. I will say that. I'm going to jump to this Heart's Desire palette and use that deep, deep shade. And I have a brush that I bought from Shop Miss A, but it doesn't say anything on it. It's like a really odd angled liner brush, but I want to try it out. And we're going to put that deep shade on it and see if we can create a little wing out here with this brush. It's like a weird shape. It's very long, so it makes it kind of hard unless you just stamp it right here. And these shadows are not very pigmented at all. I mean, it's doing something. I didn't know it was going to be this long when I ordered it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to clean this up a little bit and get the vision of what it's going to look like once we do get some good eyeliner or pigment right here. I might have to use the liquid liner. I have the Artista liquid liner in the shade Brown. I will be using this today as well for my brows as a brow pen, just because you can. You know, I don't have a brow pen from Shop Miss A, so this works just fine for that. It's a little bit deep, so I have to be careful in my brows. But for eyeliner, it really is beautiful. I just don't use liquid eyeliner a lot, so it takes me a minute to get back in the groove. But these, you just shake them. They last a very long time. In the inner corner, I'm just very careful not to go too far down into my waterline. I think that's good enough. Let's go ahead and do some shimmers. I am going to use a glitter glue, and that is one of the older products from Shop Miss A. It's called the Glow Base. Just got a little bit of a grip to it for the lid, and it has a little shimmer in it. I'm going to put some of this on a brush from Urban Studio, which is also something I purchased from Shop Miss A long time ago. It's the Concealer 206 brush, and I'm just going to apply that all over the lid. You could also just tap it in with your finger if you'd like, but I like how precise I can be with this brush. And then now I'm just tapping what was on my finger on there, just to give it something to hold on to. I'm going to grab this Yummy's Debut eyeshadow palette, and there's a couple shades in here that are really pretty, and they're more warm toned. So they're just like metallics. And this one and this one are really calling to me. I think I'm going to use this one first. Gorgeous. And then I'm going to use the one on this finger. And then what the heck, I'll use the one in the center on the inner corner. Now, just to make it pop a little bit, I'm going to try that highlighter shade from the Amuse palette right on top. Okay, I'm going to do the other eye and come right back. I'm going to go ahead and put my primer on really quick. This is the AOA Studio Pore Filling Primer, and it's just a silicone primer. It's probably a dupe for the Smashbox, you know, all those blurring type silicone primers. We're going to put it on, and all I have on is my typical skincare. And I just want to see how well this does blur in my T-zone. I don't typically like the straight like silicone primers. I feel like they make your skin soft and a little bit blurred. I also have this AOA Studio Flawless Primer Spray. I just want to try it. A refreshing, weightless, micro mist gripping primer, hydrates and preps the skin for flawless makeup. It's undetectable to the skin, comfortable without tightness or stickiness. Okay, we're going to try it. I'm going to spray a little bit of this on. Try not to get into my eyes too much, but has a little bit of a scent. The spray was a little intense. And I'm also, because I'm extra and I just want to try as many Shop Miss A products with you as I can today, I'm going to put on a little bit of this. It's the AOA Studio Cosmic Cowgirl Skin Grip Primer. Now this one is a grippy primer, but it also does a good job at blurring. So I just want to see if they'll play well together and if I can get my skin a little bit more smooth. Let's just try. This primer has like a lavender color to it. I don't notice like a heavy scent. All of Shop Miss A products have like a little bit of a scent to them. I feel like most of them do anyway. I'm just going to put this all over because it's a really nice primer. And you'll notice that this one, or I feel like this one blurs a little bit more than the other one, the pore filling one. I mean, not a lot, but I do notice a little bit. And I remember last time I used it, I really liked it. Let's see. The AOA Studio Pre-Lash Lash Primer for volume and length. We're going to go ahead and put a little bit of this on and let it dry, and then we'll put on mascara. I did curl my lashes with the Surratt Lash Curler before I even started my makeup. Out of all of the Shop Miss A products, mascara is one of the things that they are the worst for. I have never found a mascara on their website that was like phenomenal. I've actually never found one that was like really, really good. I did purchase a tool that I might try out. and it is a lash separator comb. And you know, it might be really a good thing to use before this dries all the way down, just to make sure there's no clumps of this product in my lashes. Here is the lash separator comb. Make sure I don't have too many clumps going on. This is a scary tool, but I typically just go in with my tweezers, so a lash separating comb it seems very scary to me. But now we're going to use the AOA Luxe Lash Mascara. Wish me luck, guys. Like I said, their mascara has never been my favorite thing to purchase from the website. I've never found a good one, but I'm hoping that Pre-Lash will help out. This wand feels like the old Maybelline Great Lash, and I feel like a lot of their mascaras have the same wand. Their formulas are very wet, gel-like kind of. This one's supposed to be waterproof. It's supposed to give volume and length, and we'll see. It doesn't give hardly anything, to be honest. So. I think that's as good as I'm going to get it. I did not have a new brow product to buy this time, but I'm going to use the Nano Brow Pencil from A2O Labs that I purchased last time. I have dark brown and soft brown. I'm pretty sure I need to use dark brown. And then I do have the AOA Studio Dual Brow Definer in the shade Medium Brown. So we can use both of these and just try to make it work. It's not a good shade, and it's not a very good formula. It just kind of blends away. Okay, let's switch up our game here to the Dual Brow Definer in the shade Medium Brown. They're both very small, precise tips. And if I remember right, this medium brown shade works better. Yeah, it does. Well, these look pretty terrible. We're going to stop because they are insane. All right, let's move on to some complexion. I have 3 foundations. They didn't have any new foundations, which was weird. I feel like they're kind of slacking with releasing stuff, but that's okay because I have plenty to choose from. We're going to use the AOA Studio Complexion Liquid Foundation, the Pure. I'm just going to put some in my hand here, and we're going to make it my own concoction, like I always do when it comes to Shop Miss A, because it's always about the shades and everything. This one's in M1. And then I have the High Def Matte Vision Foundation from AOA Studio, and it is in also M1. Maybe a little bit more neutral, where Pure has a little bit more yellow, but very similar. And then I have the AOA Studio Flawless Longwear Liquid Foundation, and I have it in the shade L3. And I thought this might be good to kind of calm these down if they're a little too yellow. This looks very neutral, so hopefully it is. But there you see all 3 of the shades. All Shop Miss A foundations pull a little bit on the yellow side, so if this does oxidize, I apologize, but we're just going to try to make it work. I just want to see if this combination works for me, and I love Shop Miss A videos. I just think they're so fun. Sometimes you find really good gems. I'll just use this Morphe M103 foundation brush today, and we'll see what it looks like. I have a couple pimples here, just so you know, they're already there. So if I do break out from any of these products, it won't be right there. Actually, that's matching my neck very well. Okay. So, didn't show you the mixture. That's the mixture in my hand. I'm just going to take some on the brush and do this side. I know a lot of people start their foundation inside and then drag it out, but for me, I've always just found it works better to start on the perimeter. And I'm not saying any way is wrong. I'm just saying that's the way I've always done it, and it works, so that's the way I do it. And for me, it's usually a shade thing where I'm trying to make sure it's going to match my neck, so I always just start down there. It's covering up that redness. This is actually looking very, very glowy right now, but we'll see once it dries down. Now I'm going to show you all this A2O Labs little sponge. It's still a little bit damp, and I'm just going to use this to press it in. It's very soft. You can see my skin still looks very radiant, but once we put on powder and stuff, it should calm that down, and it's still drying. So we're going to give it time to dry down. I think I'm going to try this. This is the AOA Studio Flawless Matte Setting Spray. So we used the primer spray, which is a hydrating formula. This one's a matte setting spray. It says, refreshing weightless micro mist setting spray locks in makeup with a matte finish for a shine-free look that lasts all day. Undetectable to the skin, comfortable without tightness and sticking. Same thing. So I remember the sprayer on the other one was super, like, aggressive. This one is beautiful, mister. So I'm going to spray that and see if that does indeed mattify or not. We'll see. I'm going to use this Paw Paw contour stick. This one is not new, but it's the shade Latte, and I used it in my last video and fell in love with it. It's a beautiful bronzer contour stick. I'm just going to use this BK Beauty 112 brush to blend it out. You can just draw it right on, or you can put it on your hand and work off of your hand that way, or just directly from this on the brush. But I'm telling you guys, I was blown away by this little contour stick the last time I used it. It just melts right into your skin. And the shade Latte is like a perfect contour and bronzer for me. It's a little on the warm side, but it works. If you have light, medium skin, you can get away with the shade Latte. I love how creamy it is. It just goes right on. No fuss. It's perfect for nose contour as well. I can't say this about a lot of their products, but there are some that are just really good gems, and this is something I have reached for out of my collection instead of my Westman Atelier or my LYS or my Too Faced. Like, I've reached for this instead of some of my favorites. So that should tell you, like, I'm not just saying it's good for Shop Miss A, I'm saying it's a really good product. We still got a few more to go through. You're going to be wowed by. So far, nothing that we've used up until now has been anything that I would highly recommend. This contour, I would highly recommend. So good. Alright, I'm going to use the concealer first, and then we'll use blush. This is the AOA Studio Perfect Natural Finish Concealer, and this is one of the newer items, and I have it in the shade L3. This swatched beautifully, so I can't wait to see how it wears. I'm just going to put some in my hand and work from that. I'm going to use the BK Nikki LaRose N16 brush, and this is what it looks like. I put quite a bit on my hand just so I have plenty to play with. But I'm going to start very light and just put some in the brush to do a little nose highlight. Okay, so I agree with the natural finish. And this concealer is a little bit dark for a highlighting concealer for me. It's not going to give a ton of brightness under my eyes, but it should color correct very well. As you can see, I took a very little amount to do that. Now I'm going to put some in the brush again, and we're going to go under the eyes. And I'm going to start kind of low and just do tapping motions. See how it's not going to give me a ton of brightness at all. It's alright. I think it's a very beautiful, natural concealer. Everything it says in the name is true. It's very pretty. I'll leave whatever's left on my hand here, and we're going to go into blush, and then I'll use the sponge to kind of set my concealer down and press it in. But got a couple options as far as cream blush, and I want to show you guys. I have the Skin Glow Serum Blush in the shade Radiant, and this is beautiful. I also have it in the shade Luminous, and this is what I used last time, and I fell in love with it. So you'll see in the swatches how beautiful it is. So I have this, and I really do like it, but I have a couple other new ones that I really want to try. This is the Cheeky Miracle Blush in the shade Warm Sunset, and it looked stunning when I swatched it. So I kind of want to try a little bit of this because it'll match my eye look. And then I've got these, the AOA Lip and Cheek Colorful Canvas Multi-Sticks. And I felt like this shade right here is very pale pink. And if I need to tone down the Cheeky Miracle Blush, then I could use a little bit of this. So we're just going to kind of play around. I'm going to use the BK Beauty 109 brush to get in here. It's a very small container. I'm going to build some of this up into the brush like that, and then tap off on the palm of my hand. You see it's a very warm terracotta leaning color, which is something that'll match my eyes. I have tried the serum blushes and I know they're good. I love them, but I wanted to try these new ones. I knew I was going to love this. I just knew it. All right, that is the Warm Sunset Cheeky Miracle Blush. Now we're going to use the Colorful Canvas Multi-Stick, and I'm going to use the shade Blush. And we're just going to put a little bit of this on like this. I'm just going to take the brush and coat it. And you'll see that this is a very pretty pink shade, but it's very neutral, and it should kind of tone that down a little bit and give a little bit more pink. It's very pretty. Oh yeah, I love it. These little sticks remind me a lot of the contour sticks from the Paw Paw line. They're very similar formula. Very happy with that. And I'm happy to have this one in my collection too because I know how good it is. I'm going to take this little sponge and press in my concealer now. I love these little sponges. They're so cute and they work really well. They're very good quality. To set my under eyes, I have the AOA Studio Puff and Set setting powder, and it's in the brightening shade. Now that I've tapped in the concealer, I'm going to use a puff, and we're going to set with this powder. I've got the powder in the puff, and I'm going to take it and tap off the excess in the palm of my hand and just press it into the puff. Now it is brightening, which is good because the concealer shade was not very bright, but tell me why that's beautiful. It also comes with this little puff. I didn't use it this time, but I felt like I needed something with a little bit more of a point to it to get into the inner corner. And I think it did a beautiful job. Alright, to set the rest of my face, I have the A2O Labs Flawless Loose Powder, and it's in the Even Tone shade. So it's very much a Givenchy dupe. You get a ton of product in here. It looks like a little Lego. I think this was around $5. So I'm going to take this puff, and we're going to take the powder, which is already in here, kind of mixed together on top from the last time I used it. It's very finely milled, a little messy. We're going to do the same exact technique. I'm just going to put it on the puff and then press it in. And this is supposed to not only set your face, but kind of even out your tone. So let's set the forehead first, which is super shiny. We'll go between the brows, press this in, and instantly you can see that shine is going away. I feel like their powders are notoriously pretty drying, so that's why I wasn't worried about having a luminous, glowy finish as far as the foundation goes, because look at that. Now, if my oils come through later, it'll hopefully just be a very beautiful, radiant glow coming from within the powder. That's what I'm hoping anyway. Wow, it is a very pretty powder. They do have a couple different shades in this powder, and I feel like if you are lighter than me, you would probably need the lighter option. This definitely has a yellow tone to it, which works for me, but it might not for everyone, so just keep that in mind. I'm very lightly pressing over top of that blush and the bronzer contour. It's stunning, you guys. It's really, really good. Look at that. For powder contour, I'm going to try this out. It's the Hello Define Duo Blush and Contour from AOA Studio, and the shade is Konnichiwa. Konnichiwa. You know, because this brush is a do-it-all, I'm going to show you, you can use it for powder as well, the 112. When I swatched this, it seemed like it didn't have a ton of pigment, but I was swatching it on my self-tan, so it might look a lot different on the face. So we're going to start where I would typically set that contour down with the powder contour. Because, yeah, it's definitely pigmented. This shade kind of scared me. I thought it was going to be way too deep, but we're going to just apply it and then I'll finish blending it. I just wanted to see if we were going to have pigment or not. And it is definitely pigmented. The amount that's on the brush is still what's going. I haven't dipped back in. That definitely worked. It gave that shadow. I have the AOA Studio Perfect Bronzer Powder in the shade Frappe. I'm going to use the F14, which is one of my favorite brushes from Shop Miss A. I use it all the time, and I want to show you guys just how beautiful this is. You can use it for powder contour, bronzer, blush, whatever. It's such a good brush. Again, this is the shade Frappe, and I don't really need much of it because that contour was doing the most, but I want to show you guys this is a good formula. It's like their finishing powder formula in a bronzer. I've got a couple options here. I've got the blush from that contour palette, which is also very scary looking. It's very hot pink. I don't know about that. I want to try out this. It's the AOA Studio Cherry Blossom Powder Blush in the shade, I don't know, Cherie. Very peachy. But I have this Amuse palette with a very neutral blush that I could add on top if I need to. I'm going to use the AOA Studio F14, but this is in a different set. It's different. It's different from this one. Similar shape and everything, just different bristles, different brush set, but it's still the F14. Look at how pigmented that looks. Oh my god. Let's knock some of that off. Wow. It's pretty. It's pretty. Like I said, it is. I'm just not like super impressed. Let's go into this Amuse palette and pick up that blush and see if that will help kind of calm that down a little bit and make it more neutral. Not really. It's funny, a light shade like this made it even more vibrant. Alright, I have the AOA Studio Perfect Finishing Press Powder in the shade Beige, which I think is very close to my skin tone. It's a little bit of a brighter shade, but we're going to use it. And I'm going to use this microfiber sponge. It's the Lavender Teardrop, and I'm telling you guys, it's perfect for powders. I don't know what the deal is, but it is. It's really good. So I'm going to use this to kind of carve out underneath my contour and just kind of smooth out the texture here with this. I do have the shade Ivory that I could use to brighten if I need to, but this shade is really close to my skin tone, and it just smooths everything back out. I'll use the shade Ivory kind of under my eyes with the same sponge. I have this AOA Studio F12 powder brush, and I'm not putting any other product on. I'm just using this to kind of dust it all over. We're going to start with this because I felt like this was the most like long-lasting pigmented lip liner. It's the gel lip liner in the shade Boots. It's very deep, but I want to use it first just to show you guys the difference. You got to kind of work it in. It's a little bit of a drier formula, but on the swatches, this one was the most pigmented and lasted the longest. It was the hardest to remove. Feels really good once you get it going. It's much better than the gel eyeliner formula. I will say that. And then I have the Cosmic Cowgirl lip liner in the shade Horseshoe. And then I also have the shade Star Base. So we're going to use both these two just to see what they're giving. This is the shade Horseshoe. And I'll show you something about these in a second. They have a lip liner brush on the other side that is really good quality, and it works really well. So if you just need to blend the edges or correct anything, if you go down too far, it's really nice. But I love how it just kind of blends them together. I really like it. Now we're going to try Starbase. This one's much more nudie colored and pink. So mixing them all together should be really good. And kind of feather it in towards the inner part of my lips. This is the AOA Studio Inferno Kiss Lip Plumping Gloss, and the shade is Hellfire, so I'm like, oh god. I swatched it on my hand earlier, and it did not tingle my hand, so hopefully it doesn't tingle too bad. But I just want to see what this looks like. It's just basically a clear pinky gloss. So far, it's just a very mild tingle. Okay, there it goes. It's starting to tingle. I've got the Sweet Shine Lip Gloss in the shade Tapioca. The AOA Cinnamon Bon Bon Lip Gloss in the shade Cinnamon. So might as well add more cinnamon heat to this look. I don't know if this is plumping or not, but it smells like cinnamon. I was hoping it would have more pigment. So we'll go in with a little Tapioca. I want to add a little bit of pigment. Okay, my lips are tingling. That's for sure. It's very pretty. Let's add a little bit more of the matte setting spray on top. I'm tempted to put these on, but I don't know. I haven't worn lashes in a long time. Let me just take them out and look, and we'll see. These are the Nearly Naked in the style Enchanting, and it's the brown color. They're very pretty. I'm just going to kind of lay it here and get an idea of what it would look like. They are really natural. I would have to trim them a little bit. It would be pretty, you guys, but I'm not going for a glam look today, so I'm going to save them and use them for a special occasion. If you do love false lashes, that's where you should shop because they're so affordable. I'm going to take my Shiseido lash curler and recurl my lashes just to give them a little bit of something since they look awful. Try to fix them a little bit. What else do I need to do? Oh, my Artista liner, I was going to do a little bit of as a brow pen. Off the top of my head, I do know they have a couple of them, but the ones that I've tried have not been good, and I've just decluttered them, so I'll just do this. See, it works. Alright, I think that's good enough. I do have a couple highlighters from them. This one I do like. It's the Paw Paw Glow Within Illuminating Powder, and I have it in the shade Brunch Date. I'm just going to use this Morphe Ariel little blush highlighter brush, and I'm going to use it. I don't ever use highlighter, but if I was going to, this is the one I would use. It's very subtle, and it has that powder in it to where it makes it not accentuate your texture. So I'll put it on the tip of my nose there. Do my Cupid's bow. I mean, it's going to accentuate my texture. That's what highlighter does. If you have texture there, it's going to, but this one's a really beautiful glow within highlighter. They do have these, the velour highlighters. I have the shade Boys and Private Show. I'll swatch these for you and show you. They're like a moussey texture. Ooh, that's pretty. I should put that on my lids. Private Show on top, and then Boys. Very pretty. I'm going to put a little bit of that on my lids. Just cause. That is a full face of Shop Miss A products. I hope you learned a little something. If nothing else, I hope you take from this video that it doesn't necessarily have to be high-end luxury makeup in order to create a beautiful look. If you are on a budget and you can't afford really expensive makeup these days, it's totally relatable, and I do these videos so that way I can hopefully help you find something that will work for you. And as you can see, I created a very beautiful look using very affordable products. So that's why I love Shop Miss A. I love filming these videos for you guys, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. So that's all for today. I'll see you in my next video, which will be my day 23 foundation. So stay tuned for that. Thank you guys so much for watching. And don't forget to like this video, give it a thumbs up, and subscribe if you haven't already. See you guys next time.